Imagine this. You eat dinner at 7 p.m. tonight. You decide, that's it. No food until 7 p.m. tomorrow. 24 hours. No snacks. No protein shake. Just water and willpower. At first, it feels kind of exciting, maybe a little hardcore. Then late at night, your stomach starts talking to you. By morning, you're light, maybe a bit edgy. By afternoon, you're asking yourself, am I burning fat right now, or am I burning muscle? And what's happening to my testosterone? Because here's the thing. There are two completely opposite stories out there. One camp screams, fasting is a testosterone killer. Don't you dare skip a meal or your gains will evaporate. The other camp swears by it, bro, I fast and my testosterone is through the roof. Warrior mode. 10 times alpha. Both can't be true. So what actually happens in those first 24 hours when you don't eat? On the surface, it looks simple. No food in, body burns stored energy. End of story. But beneath the surface, something far more interesting is happening. Your body has to make a choice. It has to decide, do I spend energy on building muscle and boosting sex drive, or do I switch into pure survival mode? And testosterone, this isn't just some man hormone. It's about drive, motivation, energy, confidence, muscle building. Even women need it. When you take food away, your body asks itself, is right now a good time to build and reproduce, or just to stay alive? Here's the hidden danger. It's not that a single 24-hour fast will destroy your testosterone. The real danger is using fasting the wrong way. Stacked on poor sleep, chronic stress, crazy training. Your brain starts to think you're in a famine and it starts dialing hormones down over time. But there's also a hidden opportunity. Used properly, short fasts can actually help your long-term testosterone by improving insulin sensitivity, lowering body fat, and resetting some of your hormonal signals. But here's the twist. The most important testosterone shift doesn't happen after months of fasting. It happens in the first 24 hours. And it's probably not what you think. Let's zoom into that first day without food, hour by hour, and see what your hormones actually do when you close your mouth and open the fasting window. Let's walk through what those first 24 hours actually feel like. 0 to 6 hours after your last meal, you feel normal. Maybe even energized. You still have plenty of glucose from dinner floating around. Testosterone feels unchanged. Libido and mood are whatever they usually are. 6 to 12 hours in, hunger starts to show up. You're thinking about food more. Some people feel a bit foggy, a little snappy. 12 to 24 hours, you might feel light, empty, maybe weirdly focused, or just irritated. This is where people start to worry, am I shutting down my hormones right now? If you've ever tried a 24-hour fast and thought something feels off, you're not broken. That's literally your biology adjusting. So what's actually happening under the hood? Insulin drops. Your body stops storing and starts releasing energy. Glucagon rises, tells your liver, okay, open the sugar reserves. Cortisol and adrenaline creep up, a mild stress signal to keep you alert and looking for food. Growth hormone starts to increase, helps protect muscle and mobilize fat. Your sex hormones are watching all of this from the sidelines. Testosterone doesn't just float randomly. It listens to energy signals. Think of your brain as the CEO of a company. Food is your income. When income is high, the CEO spends freely. New projects, better equipment, more staff. That's your muscle building and testosterone. When income suddenly stops for 24 hours, the CEO doesn't fire everyone immediately. But they do freeze some budgets and watch cash flow very closely. The hypothalamus, deep in your brain, is the CEO. It sends a signal called GnRH to the pituitary, the manager. The pituitary sends LH, luteinizing hormone, to the testes or ovaries, your factory, to produce testosterone. Fasting is basically the email to the CEO that says, revenue just dropped to 0 today. So what do the studies actually show? In one classic study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, healthy men fasted for 56 hours. Their testosterone didn't crash instantly, but the signals from the brain, those LH pulses, started to get weaker. Shorter fasts, around 24 hours, tend to show a small dip in testosterone in some men and almost no change in others. The body doesn't shut down testosterone immediately, but it becomes a little more cautious. The brain is basically saying, Let's see if this no-food situation is temporary or a real famine. Now, here's something important. Total testosterone is all the hormone in your blood. Free testosterone is the portion not bound to proteins like SHBG that can actually get into cells and do work. Fasting can slightly change binding proteins, so free T might not move exactly the same way as total T. Think of total testosterone as all the money in your accounts. Free testosterone is the cash in your wallet. A 24-hour fast might reshuffle which pocket the money sits in more than it changes your net worth. Connect this back to how you actually feel in the first 24 hours. Slightly higher cortisol plus adrenaline means you might feel a bit wired, anxious, or weirdly focused. Small dips in testosterone signaling probably won't be noticeable in a single day, but they're starting in the background. Your body is not panicking yet. It's just moving into let's be careful mode. But if you stay the course and ride out that first day, something surprising happens. Instead of feeling weaker and slower, a lot of people feel this strange surge of energy. So what's going on with testosterone and your other hormones in that zone? You haven't eaten in 18 to 24 hours. Logically, you should feel like a zombie. But many people report the opposite. Laser focus, clear mind, even a kind of hunter mode. This is where the real hormonal magic, or madness depending on how you use it, kicks in. When food disappears, your body doesn't just turn everything down. It reorders your hormones. Priority shifts to keep your brain sharp, mobilize energy from fat, protect critical tissue like muscle, at least in the short term. Testosterone's role in this? It's important, but not as urgent as keeping your heart beating and your brain working. So in the hierarchy, it gets slightly moved down, but not ditched. Growth hormone is like your overnight repair crew. During a fast, it gets a daytime promotion. Some studies show growth hormone can rise 2 to 5 times baseline within 24 hours of fasting. GH helps preserve lean mass and mobilize fat. Even if testosterone dips a bit, GH is working harder to protect your muscle tissue. It's like cutting your advertising budget, testosterone signaling, but massively increasing maintenance and security staff, growth hormone and adrenaline. The building still stands. Now let's talk about why you feel alert. No food triggers mild stress, which increases norepinephrine. This sharpens focus, boosts alertness, and can make you feel more driven. If your ancestors got sleepy when they didn't eat, they died. So your brain learned, no food? Turn up the hunting instinct. Short term, this adrenaline spike can mask small drops in testosterone. You might feel more aggressive or driven even if the absolute hormone level is slightly lower. Here's something most people miss. It's not just the amount of testosterone, it's the response. Imagine you have a microphone. You can either shout louder, more testosterone, or turn up the speaker sensitivity, more receptor activity. Some evidence suggests short-term stress and growth hormone changes can make tissues more responsive to androgens. So even stable or slightly lower T can still feel powerful in the right environment. You've probably seen the thumbnails, fasting boosts testosterone 400%. Sounds amazing. Also, not exactly true. This comes from misinterpreted studies. Rats, multi-day fasts, or changes after weight loss, not a clean 24-hour window. In 24 hours, testosterone is unlikely to skyrocket. It may stay roughly similar or dip a bit, while other hormones, GH and adrenaline, do more of the heavy lifting for how you feel. Okay, what if you hit the gym during your 24-hour fast? Heavy resistance training can cause an acute bump in testosterone, even if you're fasted. But it also increases cortisol. The body sees this as double stress. No food plus hard training. You can absolutely lift in a 24-hour fast and keep your testosterone fine. But if you constantly combine extreme fasting with brutal training and poor sleep, that's when your baseline T can start to slide over time. I'm curious. Have you ever done a full 24-hour fast? Did you feel more in hunter mode, or did you feel flat and weak? Drop a 24H in the comments and tell me how it felt for you, because this stuff is wildly individual. So we've seen the main hormonal shifts in that first day without food. But here's where it gets really interesting. The changes you don't notice right away, things like insulin sensitivity, inflammation, even skin and mood, can quietly reshape your testosterone over the long run. And this is where a lot of the fear and misinformation lives. Testosterone isn't just what happens today. It's how your body responds over weeks and months. Better insulin sensitivity is the first unexpected win. Fasting lowers insulin and gives your receptors a break. Over time, better insulin sensitivity is strongly linked to higher testosterone in men. It's like rebooting a glitchy computer. The signals run cleaner afterward. Lower inflammation is the second win. Short fasts can reduce inflammatory markers. Chronic inflammation drags testosterone down. Think of inflammation as static on a phone line. The message is there, but it's harder to hear. Clean up the static, and suddenly your hormones communicate better. Body fat and aromatase is the third. Over time, if 24-hour fasts help you lose visceral fat, you have less aromatase, the enzyme that converts testosterone to estrogen. Less belly fat means a better T to estrogen balance. This is huge for men carrying extra weight around the middle. Many people report clearer thinking, calm focus, or at least a shift in awareness after fasting. High-quality testosterone is not just about aggression. It's about stable confidence, drive, and mental resilience. Fasting can help you see where you're using food to manage emotions, which indirectly affects stress hormones that suppress T. Now let's kill some fears. Fear number 1, I'll lose muscle and tank my testosterone in 24 hours. This is the big one. The idea that 24 hours without food is basically a muscle and testosterone suicide mission. The body has glycogen and fat stores to burn first. Muscle breakdown for energy is minimal in a single day for healthy people. GH increases to protect muscle. A single 24-hour fast might cause a small, temporary drop in total testosterone in some people. But it rebounds when you refeed, especially if you eat enough protein and calories. It's not tearing down the house. It's more like dimming the lights for a moment while you check the fuse box. Fear number 2, if I fast, I'll destroy my hormones as a man. Occasional 24-hour fasts are acute, controlled stress. Your body is built for this. Chronic undereating, undersleeping, and overtraining, that's chronic stress. That's what really crushes testosterone. If you're already sleep-deprived, anxious, barely eating enough, and you stack fasting on top, your body might interpret that as famine and downshift testosterone harder. But with good nutrition, solid sleep, and reasonable training, 24-hour fasts here and there are more like a challenge than a threat. Fear number 3, women shouldn't fast because hormones will go crazy. Women's hormones are more tightly wired to energy availability and reproduction. So yes, chronic aggressive fasting can mess things up more easily. But healthy women who are not underweight, not dealing with eating disorders, and not pregnant or breastfeeding often tolerate occasional 24-hour fasts well. The key is listen to your body. If cycles get irregular, mood tanks, or energy crashes, it's a sign the stress load is too high. Women produce and need testosterone too, for libido, mood, and muscle. Short, occasional fasts, in a well-fed overall diet, don't erase that. Fear number 4, I need to eat every 2 to 3 hours to keep my testosterone high. You don't have to graze like a scared antelope to keep your hormones alive. Testosterone responds more to total calories, total protein, body fat level, sleep, and stress than to meal frequency. Some studies comparing frequent small meals versus fewer big meals show no meaningful difference in testosterone when calories and macros are matched. So what happens to testosterone after you break the fast? You end the 24 hours, eat a solid meal, protein, carbs, fats. Insulin rises, leptin begins to rebound, the brain gets the signal, okay, food is still available. LH and testosterone production can normalize, sometimes with a mild overshoot depending on prior state. It's like turning the lights back up after a brief dim. Your system realizes the threat is over. So if a 24-hour fast doesn't destroy your testosterone and might even help in the long game if you use it right, how do you actually fit this into a life where your hormones stay strong for years, not just days? Your testosterone story is not written in one day. It's written in your habits. Sleep, training, food, stress, stacked over time. The 24-hour fast is not a magic bullet. Not a hormone-destroying disaster. It's a tool. A lever you can pull occasionally to reset, reflect, and improve your metabolic environment. Let's talk about the real foundations of strong, healthy testosterone. Sleep. Deep, consistent sleep is one of the biggest drivers of testosterone production. Most of your tea is made while you're asleep. Strength training. Lifting heavy things signals your body, we need muscle and power. That supports higher T, enough calories and fats. Long-term low-calorie diets and ultra-low-fat diets drag testosterone down. Micronutrients. Zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, and general nutrient status matter. Body fat range. Too high body fat means more estrogen conversion. Too low body fat means stress and low T stress management. Chronic stress equals chronically high cortisol, which equals testosterone suppression. Used wisely, 24-hour fasts can help you lose excess fat, reset your relationship with food, and maybe improve insulin sensitivity. All of which help the pillars above. Here's how to use a 24-hour fast without wrecking hormones. Frequency. Maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month, depending on your goals and recovery. Non-negotiables. Sleep well before and after. Hydrate and get electrolytes. Don't combine it with insane training every time. Break the fast with a nutrient-dense meal, not junk. Listen to feedback. If libido crashes, mood tanks, or you feel exhausted for days after, your stress bucket is too full. Fasting should challenge you, not flatten you. Your hormones aren't random. They're a running commentary on how you live. You don't hack testosterone. You earn it with how you sleep, lift, eat, and handle stress. Short-term restriction can create long-term freedom if you respect your biology. A 24-hour fast won't magically turn you into a superhero. But used as part of a smart, grounded lifestyle, it can help clear some of the noise. Metabolic noise, emotional noise. And let your real potential come through. Not just a number on a blood test, but feeling alive, driven, strong, clear-headed. If this helped you understand what's actually happening to your testosterone when you fast, hit that like button so more people see this instead of hormone clickbait. Subscribe if you want more science, explained in human language, on how to upgrade your body and brain without wrecking your health. And share this with someone who's terrified of skipping a single meal, or someone who's fasting like crazy thinking it's boosting their testosterone by 400%. And if you're ready for the next step, click the video right here. I'll see you there.